Hi, very good evening and welcome to Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club Post-Budget Dialogue 2021. Now, we're on every Tuesday and Thursday from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And my name is Sylvia. What a great pleasure for me to be a host for this program. All right, what is this program all about? Let's move on to the next slide over here that we're going to show it all to you. What is it, this Post-Budget Dialogue 2021 all about? Can we have slide number 2, please? Thank you. And of course, this is a 10-part series on the Singapore Budget 2021. As you can see that for episode 1 and 2, we have already spoken about household support package for families and households. And for episode 3 and 4, we have already spoken about support for workers, especially the JSS scheme whereby everybody is speaking about. Episode 5 and 6, we have touched on support for business. And you can see on the screen over there, we have a highlighted pink in color over there. Now that will of course be our episode 7 and 8, which is today and this coming Thursday at 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Now, we will be touching on COVID-19 resilience package. And of course, for the last 2 episodes, episode 9 and 10, is all about the Singapore Green Plan 2030. Let's move on. For our guest for today, wow, he's somebody that's very, very amazing. Take a look at his face over there that's on the screen, all right? Now, he is none other than our Mr. Timothy Devadasan, all right? And of course, after leaving a senior management position as a regional head for a top international insurance broker, he actually opened up a F&B business. But due to his passion, all right, for the helping individuals and families to achieve financial freedom in life to the fullest, he has decided to return to insurance industry in the advisory capacity. He's an insurance veteran with over 15 years of experience in different kind of portfolios, like, for example, business development, account management, sales management, and even strategic planning too. Now, his name is Timothy, of course, and Timothy also manages teams that handle several multi-million corporate clients, insurance intermediaries, and the exclusive high net worth individuals and their family. Now, he has also spearheaded several product launches and he conducts lots of training too for internal agencies as well as independent financial advisor, insurance brokers, and private bankers too. Now, he has been frequently being invited to speak overseas conferences in Hong Kong and in Singapore. And not only that, he's also certified by the American Board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is in short our NLP. Now, without much further ado, shall we turn our camera right over to our guest for today, Mr. Timothy. Mr. Timothy, hi.
Hi, Sylvia. Thanks for having me here.
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure to
It's
be
an
here.
honor to have you.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel about coming on to this program?
Well,
excited?
I'm excited to be here. And I'm glad we're talking about an important topic today.
Exactly.
About the budget 2021. And I think it's a budget that's done a lot of good for Singaporeans.
Yes.
I mean, coupled with the budget in 2020 that was really unprecedented.
Yes.
I think we've seen the government put in a lot to help Singaporeans and our businesses and our livelihoods.
Yes, definitely. I totally agree. Now, that's the reason why we have to bring this Post-Budget Dialogue 2021 into the comfort of your home if you're right now watching on our Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club platform. All right? We're going to come back to Timothy in a while's time, but meanwhile, let's move on to the next slide over here. Something really exciting, Timothy. Take a look over there. You stand the chance to win vouchers.
We've got vouchers to give away as well.
Yes,
How exciting.
yes. Correct. There will be 2 quiz segments within the program. One which is halfway through the program, and the other one will be towards the end of the program. So it's very simple for you to participate in the quiz. All you need to do is to like and share and comment the correct answer into the comment section. Now that's when you stand a chance to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher. So once again, just a reminder, because of our previous episode, we have a lot of people commenting, but the problem is you guys didn't like and share, so our staff is not able to give you that $10 NTUC voucher. So once again, remember, you have got to like and share and also comment the correct answer into the comment section. Now, that's where you might be the lucky one who's going to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher. All right? Now, before we move on, let's take a look at online. Who do we have online over here? Wow, we have lots of people. We have a very steady stream of 70 live audiences. Thank you very much, each and every one of you, for supporting our program, which is our Post-Budget Dialogue 2021 with Sylvia, Tham, right here at Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club. 71, in fact, it just went up. Huh? All right, we'd like to say hi to Ivan, say hi to Judy, say hi to Ling Chun Hao, and of course to CK Tham too. So do not forget to join me for the quiz in a while's time. Let's move on to the next slide over here. Now, we have been speaking about Singapore budget. Singapore budget, you can hear it all over the news and the social media. What is Singapore budget all about? It actually provides a comprehensive suite of measures to create and to tackle the challenges ahead of Singapore, and also for all of us to emerge together stronger. Now, it begins on every 1st April and ends on the 31st of March the following year. And every budget builds on a foundation that is laid by the earlier budgets, and of course, thereby charting a long-term strategic financial plan for Singapore. Let's move on. So for today, yippee, for this episode, now we will be touching fully only on the relief for recovery, which is our COVID-19 resilience packages. In fact, actually in 2020, there are a lot of packages that actually help all of us out. Timothy, what do you think, right? 2020, we have lots of packages, but most of them are expired already. We have already obtained the help from the government and moved on,
People have used the budgets well. I think they have gotten relief from it. It's helped out with people who have lost their jobs, people who have had to have pay cuts, gone on voluntary leave, self-employed people like yourself.
Yes.
I think we were just talking about this just now.
Poor freelancer like me.
Self-employed people were really badly hit. I've got friends who run their own businesses who do things like swim coaching, and it's almost impossible during that initial lockdown period, and even after the recovery from the lockdown, to resume business as usual. And their livelihoods were really suffered, and what the government has put together in the 2020 budget really helped them in terms of the reliefs that were given to them, and they managed to pull through that period.
Yes.
And this is just adding on top of what the government has already done for everyone. And I'm glad. I'm glad that we live in Singapore and that we have a government who's got foresight to have reserves.
And to have so much reserves.
Yeah,
right?
to have so much reserves to draw down. I mean, that's 50 billion that we drew down from.
Exactly, yeah.
Most other countries wouldn't have had that money to draw down from in the first place, even if they wanted to give it out.
Yes.
And we are fortunate in the sense the government has foresight to plan that, and also that they are willing to spend the money to support their citizens and
totally,
the businesses. Yeah?
Totally.
So it's really heartening that we live in this country and that we have been able to get back. A lot of people like to complain. Singaporeans love to complain about everything.
Right?
How the government takes away everything, and this is just putting into action the reason why you've been paying tax.
Exactly, yeah.
You've been paying tax, and it's gone into reserves, and now when we really need it, the government has dug into it and has given it back to you.
Yes, correct. I totally agree with what
So we are very
Timothy
fortunate
said.
to be in this country and to be able to have a government who's thinking, in different areas, whether it's businesses, whether it's individuals, whether it's households. And they've provided different things for different people.
Yes, totally. Do you agree with Timothy? If you do agree with Timothy, all you need to do is comment on the comment section, all right? We are very thankful to our government, in fact, for all the plans that they have for us. All right, shall we dive deep into our COVID-19 resilience packages over here? But before that, we're going to show you an overall about what is this relief for recovery all about. Next slide, please. Thank you. There you are, our COVID-19 resilience package, whereby 11 billion set aside for 3 key prongs. What are they? They are the public health and safe reopening, support for workers and businesses, and of course not forgetting support for specific sectors still under stress. See? All right, we're going to move on to the next slide over here. This is the total amount of budget that is purely spent on relief for recovery. Now you can take a look at the screen over here. There's a total of $11 billion that's being set aside for relief for recovery. And you can see the highlighted part that I've done over there for you. Now, how many of it? 4.8 billion is actually being placed into public health and safe reopening. We also have the breakdown over there from COVID-19 testing, vaccination to the isolation facility. These are the breakdown of the 4.8 billion. Now, support for workers and businesses, JSS, there you are, our United Jobs Skills, okay? That's the one where we talk about in the previous few episodes. And of course, our enhanced financing schemes too. We have spent a total of 5 billion on it. Last but not least, 1.2 billion are actually being placed into support for specific sectors, like, for example, aviation, tourism, land transport, and other kind of support, like, for example, arts and culture or the maritime sectors. So you can take a print screen if you want to. This is all about our 11 billion relief for our recovery right here. All right, let's move on to the next slide. There will be 2 episodes whereby we will allocate it entirely all about our resilience budget. Now you can see for tonight's discussion, we will be speaking more about schemes, grants and packages that is all out to help and support our workers. And of course, it's all about protecting livelihoods too. Next, this coming Thursday, in fact, not next week, this coming Thursday on the 15th of April, 2021 at 8:30 p.m., same platform right here at Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club, we will be speaking about our resilience budget, which is all about supporting businesses. So which is the one that you fall into the category? I'm sure you would like to log on and take a look at it more, all right? So for tonight's discussion, it's all about supporting workers and, of course, not forgetting protecting livelihoods too. Let's dive deep into it. Next slide, please. Here we are, right? This, of course, the schemes and the grants and the budgets is being placed aside for support of workers and, of course, protecting of livelihoods. Now, I won't be touching on the job support scheme because we have already spoken about it in episode 3 and 4, including the wage credit scheme too. We have also spoken about it. Now, if you have missed out on it, don't worry. All you need to do is to find Post-Budget Dialogue 2021 on Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club platform. You'll be able to re-watch all the video of this 10-part series on Post-Budget Dialogue. All right. Now you can see that I've actually highlighted over there. These are the 2 grants that we will be diving deep into because we have not covered it yet for this this whole season of episode. All right, which is our COVID-19 support grant. Well, what is COVID-19 support grant all about? It's a cash grant of $800 per month for 3 months for low and middle income Singaporeans who lost their jobs due to COVID-19. Our temporary relief fund, I'm sure you have already gotten it if you have applied for it. That is actually providing financial assistance for families whose livelihoods were affected by COVID-19 and require urgent help. Right, let's move on to the next slide. What is COVID-19 recovery grant all about? Now, this is all about providing temporary financial support to workers, I've said earlier on, especially the lower to middle income household, now who are presently experiencing involuntary job loss, involuntary no pay leave, your boss asks you to go on a no pay leave, or income loss due to the economic impact of COVID-19. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Now, this is a table all about how much you will get and how do you qualify for it, okay? Let's take a look at the left-hand side on the corner over there. Now, that will be loss of jobs. We have involuntary no-pay leave, all right, for at least 3 consecutive months. Take a look at the right-hand side of the column. That's where you are eligible to receive support of up to $700 per month for 3 months. Next column on the left, third column, all right, right below over there, loss of at least 50% salary on average for at least 3 consecutive months, or loss of at least 50% net trade income on average for self-employed person for at least 3 consecutive months. That's where you are eligible to receive support of up to $500 per month for 3 months. So you can take a short, screenshot of this if you want to. All right, there you are. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Eligibility of criteria of the COVID-19 recovery fund. Now, how do you know about eligibility? Cut it short, because the eligibility is huge. So I just gave you the website, www.mof.gov.sg. Just go over there to apply, all right? How to apply? Now, applications are actually open from 18 January all the way to the 31st of December 2021, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. You can also call our ComCare call hotline, which is 1-800-222-0000. Or you can email them. And of course, if you're not able to apply online, especially for our older folks out there, if you're not online savvy, do not worry. All you need to do is to visit your nearest social service center, and that's where they will render you assistance. All right. Now, that is, of course, our COVID-19 Recovery Fund. And we are really very happy to actually have our guest over here, Mr. Timothy, in the house with us. Thank you very much. Can we pan the camera back over to our guest right here? And we're going to talk a little bit more about all these questions that I've actually received from our audiences. They actually wrote in to me and emailed me. I have maybe not a lot, almost 6 questions on the COVID-19 Recovery Grant. And of course, in advance, I've already given the questions to Timothy, all right, just to get the facts correct, okay? All right, let's move on. Our first question over here. Somebody actually wrote to me and asked, when must the job or income loss occur for an applicant to be eligible for the COVID-19 Recovery Grant? When must the job and income loss be occurring so that he or she will be able to claim the COVID-19 Recovery Grant?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's in line with the previous grants that were given, and the cutoff point was when we first got our first COVID case, and that was the 23rd of January 2020. Right? So if the job loss or the pay cut, or if you had to be on voluntary leave, happened after that, then you would be eligible. At least you will meet one of the eligibility criteria for getting the grant.
So the date of loss should be by before.
Well, after 23rd of January 2020.
After 23rd of January 2020. All right.
I actually fell in the gap.
All of us fell in the gap.
I fell in the gap because I closed my business before COVID hit.
Oh, okay, wow.
So I was transitioning at that time and I didn't get it.
I'm sure everything happens for a reason, right? It's always for a better reason, right?
It's part and parcel of life.
Yes,
right?
yes, I totally agree.
I've always believed that we move forward.
Yeah, correct.
So with all things, we move forward.
And we learn from experience.
Of course, we're better for it.
Yes. All right. I have a second question over here. This lady, her name is Anna. She wrote in to me and she said, are self-employed person eligible for the COVID-19 recovery grant? I think so, right?
Yeah. I think you spoke about it just now about how self-employed people are eligible as well, but they have to meet certain criteria. And one of the criteria is that they need to have experienced at least a 50% loss in their net trade income. For at least 3 consecutive months. Right? And that's compared to the average net trade income that they had in 2019 and 2020.
Okay. All right.
Of course, there are other eligibility criteria. That's just one of it. Like you said, there's a whole list of it.
Yes.
It's best to refer to the website.
Correct.
So that you don't miss out. And I think in the application process, you will also be advised as to whether what documentation you need to show to meet the criteria as well.
Correct.
Right? So if you're experienced applying for the previous grant, the COVID support grant, then this would be a similar process.
Yes, all right. So if you're a self-employed person, do not worry, all right? You have already heard what Timothy have answered us, okay? Now, next question I have over here, it's actually from David, okay? He said, are past COVID-19 supports grant or self-employed person income relief scheme recipients eligible for the new COVID-19 recovery grant, which means people who have already obtained COVID-19 support grant, people who are self-employed, that comes under the income relief scheme, the SRS, do they still qualify for this new COVID-19 recovery grant?
They do. Yeah, so they do. So it's building on whatever the government has given already earlier in the earlier budgets. And if you are still eligible for it, there's a slightly different eligibility criteria. If you are still eligible for it, you can apply and you can get it. If you're receiving payouts still, then it won't get both at the same time. One will finish and then the other one will kick in. Right? So if you're still getting your COVID support grant, then once the payouts for the COVID support grant are done with, then the COVID recovery grant will kick in.
So both will not run concurrently.
They won't run concurrently. I
Yes.
think the idea is not that you make money from it.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say.
I think they want it to last as long as possible, so that you get a longer runway to recover.
Correct, correct.
That's the whole idea of providing something like that. Not that suddenly you
gain out of it.
You get so rich and you don't want to go back to work. I don't think that's the point of it, right?
I agree. So there you are, okay? Another 3 more questions to go. This is from Sarah. Sarah actually said, are existing COVID-19 support grant recipients eligible for the COVID-19 recovery grant? That means if someone who already actually qualify for the support grant, COVID-19 support grant, can he or she be eligible for this COVID-19 recovery grant?
I think similar to the previous question, right? And the answer is yes. So you can. Again, it won't run concurrently. So you can apply, you can get, if you meet the criteria, you can get approved and you will be able to receive that grant as well once the COVID support grant runs out, like the payouts run out. Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, another question over here. If an applicant is living in a property that has an annual value of more than $21,000, but the applicant does not own the property, does he or she still meet our criteria?
Well, this is a tough one, right?
Yes.
Because you may be suffering, but you may have the benefit of staying with somebody else. I'm staying at your parents' place, or your parents have an extra home that you're letting them. And there are people that fall within the gaps there.
Correct.
But unfortunately, I think it's quite clear. As long as you are living in a property that has a valuation of above 21,000, you will not be eligible for the grant. So I guess you either move somewhere else, if it's possible. Or you need to seek help elsewhere, I guess. Yeah. Because I guess the government deems that, if you have a property of that valuation, then either you or your family is able to support you.
Exactly, correct. So if your family is able to support that property, which means your family is able to support you too. Am I wrong to say that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an ideal situation.
Yes, definitely,
but,
I agree.
I think it's a criteria to make sure that we have best use of the money that's available. So they have to sort of streamline it to the point that you hit the people who really need it the most.
Yes.
And that's probably best value for the money that they're taking out from the reserves and the grants that they're giving. So yes, there will always be people that fall within the gaps, but I think it's prioritizing how the government uses the money to target people who really need it the most.
Totally, I totally agree with Timothy. All right, I have one last question over here about our COVID-19 recovery grant. Now, this is, when is the COVID-19 recovery grant pay out again? Money, when I'm getting?
That's the most important question people want, right? So everybody wants to know when the money is coming. And it's an incredibly fast process for a government process. I know we always complain that, government processes take really long for approvals, but it's dispersed within 7 days from the date of the application is approved.
Do you mean what? 7 days?
7 days from the date the application is approved, which is...
Wow, that is so fast.
I mean, the budget was unprecedented. This is also quite unprecedented. I don't think we hear of the processes moving so fast. And that's for the first payout, and then subsequent payouts every month will be for the next 2 months will be on the 4th. Right? So 7 days from the time the application is approved, that's quite fast.
So the following one will be on the 4th of every month.
4th of the following month, and then the month after that.
That is very, very fast.
It's very fast. Yeah, it's very fast.
All right. Thank you very much for answering our questions for our COVID-19 recovery grant. And if you wrote into us, thank you very much for supporting our Post-Budget Dialogue 2021. My name is Sylvia, and I hope that we have answered all your questions. If not, do not worry. Just drop us a comment. Okay? All right, we can move on to our next slide over here. Something very exciting. Next one, please. Here we are, our quiz time. Normally, you know what? During the quiz time, right, you will see a sudden influx
Suddenly everybody comes online.
Yeah. Look, it's 17 now.
Let's see how many people
okay, look at 17 now. Later on, you'll see a sudden influx. All right, this is a quiz question. Once again, do not forget to like and share this live stream, which is our post-budget dialogue 2021, and comment the correct answer into the comment section. And our staff will be the one who's going to pick up one of you for this segment of the quiz time, who's going to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher. I'm going to read out the question for you over there. All right, let's take a look. COVID-19 recovery grant provides temporary financial support to workers in lower to middle income households who are presently experiencing involuntary job loss, involuntary no-pay leave, or income loss due to economic impact of COVID-19. Is this true or false? All right, so one more time. COVID-19 recovery grant provides temporary financial support for workers in lower or middle income households who are presently experiencing involuntary job loss, involuntary no-pay leave, or income loss due to the economic impact of COVID-19. Is this true or false? All right, right now I'm going to check out, okay? Check out who is online over here. All right.
Do we have a search?
Wow, we still have a 70 strong audience online watching us. Thank you very much. We have Boon Chai in the house, Teo Boon Chai. Hi, Boon Chai. Nice to have you. We have Laura Bynes. Laura Bynes in the house. Laura Bynes is very pretty, yeah, and a very cool mom, I must say. Yeah. We have Albert Lim in the house. Albert Lim, thank you very much for giving me and Tiffany, I never call it Tiffany. Timothy.
Oh no, you changed my name. Oh, no.
Because you know what? I was so excited. I was so excited when I saw Albert Lim gave us a big round of applause.
Wow. Thanks,
yeah,
Albert.
He gave us a big round of applause. So I was so excited. So Albert, you see, I started calling my guest
Change my
Tiffany.
name and gender. That switched really fast in half an hour.
So Albert, thank you very much for the big round of applause. All right, we also have Dave So in the house. Dave So also say the answer is, I'm not going to tell you. And we also have Judy Hoon in the house. Judy Hoon say, what's the answer? I'm not going to say it again. Remember, Judy, you need to like and share, okay? Like and share the post and like and share this live stream. That's when you might be a lucky winner who's going to walk home with our $10 NTUC voucher. Okay? All right, I'm going to hold the screen there for a while for our, audiences to actually go in and take a look at it and then, comment onto it. And for all you know, you might be the one who's going to walk home with the voucher. All right, just a little bit more about Timothy. What have you been busy with recently?
Well, I've been busy with a few things. I think COVID has taught us that you can't just bank on one thing. And that's what I've always been doing. So I've been employed before in the corporate insurance world. I came out, ran a business that didn't really work out. And so I decided that, I can't just put all my eggs in one basket.
Okay.
So you mentioned I'm in insurance. So insurance was one of the things that I wanted to do. And the reason why I wanted to create, to do insurance was I wanted to create a sort of environment where I can help people. Right? So my philosophy moving into this was which areas I can help people in. And so I looked at a few areas, and those are the things that I'm doing now.
Okay.
Whether I'm going to look at other things in the future, I don't know. So I'm looking at insurance. Insurance, I always feel is an avenue to help people, and that's always been my philosophy with insurance.
Yes.
It's not about selling to people. It's about where your gaps are. How you need to be protected better. How you can accumulate your wealth to protect yourself against things like COVID that can happen. Interestingly, years ago we've always talked about 6 months. Have 6 months in the bank.
Exactly. Yeah.
And after
now, 6
COVID,
months also not enough.
After COVID, everybody's talking about at least 12 months. 15 months. I've heard 15 months.
Now 12 months also not enough.
Right. So planning your finances is a very important thing, to protect yourself, to protect your family in case something like this happens. I'm looking at two different areas. I'm looking at training and coaching in the sense of how to help people individually. Right? And I feel that there are areas that I can contribute and can help people with as individuals to achieve their purpose, to better, achieve their goals.
Yep.
To create something, with their life. Find their destiny, find their purpose, and see where they're going with their life, and perhaps that will kickstart their own journey.
Totally.
And the other area that I'm looking at is consulting on recruitment, so helping people find jobs. Right? So it's part of a whole ecosystem that I want to do in terms of how I feel I should be spending.
Able to help people out.
Yeah, helping people, and I view this as my second phase in my life. Finding my purpose and what I want to do, and not just trying to move up a corporate ladder and dealing with the politics.
Exactly. Yeah,
I think I'm much happier doing these things.
Helping people, right?
Finding a purpose in life, and and just looking at where I can build things around that.
Okay, I agree.
So it's an early stage of my journey. It's kind of interesting journey. Yeah.
Yeah, you look young. Don't worry.
I look younger than I am.
Okay.
Everybody says I look young, but then when I tell them that I've been working for 20 years, they're like, doesn't make sense.
You can usually count back,
Cannot
how
count.
old already.
I've got kids that are teens, they can't understand.
You're Singaporean, right? You went to NS before, right?
Yeah.
So we already know 20 years.
So I'm in my mid-40s. I'm not that young.
It's still young. Mid-40s still young, okay?
Young enough to be able to build something, right?
Yes, I agree.
So it's a good time for me.
Yeah. Okay, see, just like what I've told you, sudden search, quiz time only.
Wow.
Boom.
Suddenly we have so many people.
Yeah. From 70 live audiences, we have shot all the way up to 76 live audiences. I believe this sixth person who just came in for the quiz, right? Do stay tuned, because this post-budget dialogue 2021 is something that will be able to help you out, especially during the roads of recovery of our COVID-19, okay? All right, I want to say hi to Maureen Tan and to Jenny Pang too. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and share before you comment the correct answer into the comment section, and you will be the lucky one who's going to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher, all right? Okay, Timothy, shall we count down together 5 seconds, and then boom, we're going to move on to the topic, another topic.
Okay.
All right, let's count down, all right? Ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
and let's move on. Okay, we're going to speak a little bit more about what is Temporary Relief Fund all about. Now, the Temporary Relief Fund is one of interim assistance scheme to help Singapore citizens and permanent residents who have lost their jobs and, of course, a substantial portion of their income due to COVID-19, and is available in April 2020. Now, we're not going to dive deep into this because this is actually one of the relief fund that happens last year in April 2021, whereby we were just hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so we're not going to dive deep into this. All right, let's move on to the next slide. I'm still going to tell a little bit more about the eligibility of it. All you need to do is to be a Singapore citizen, PR, age 16 years and above. If you have lost a job or lost jobs at least 30% of your personal income due to COVID-19, or maybe prior gross monthly household income of less than 10,000, or monthly per capita income of 3,100, less than 3,100. You must not be on the ComCare assistance, then you will be able to qualify for our temporary relief fund. Now, if you have already claimed your temporary relief fund, right, please comment onto the comment section over there. We'd love to hear from you. How has this temporary relief fund actually helped you out during the pandemic? All right, let's move on to the next slide. Next slide we have over here, okay, we'll be speaking once again about our relief for recovery, our COVID-19 resilience packages, and what are they. Now you can see over there we have our NTUC Care Fund, we have our SG United Jobs, SG United Traineeship, and of course our Skills Future Credit. Now I won't be talking about the last three over there, Timothy, because for our previous few episodes we have already dived deep into SG United Jobs, SG United Traineeship, and even our Skills Future Credit. All right. Now, if you have missed out on it, do not worry. All you need to do is go onto our platform and search for the video, which is called Post Budget Dialogue 2021 with Sylvia Tham. That's where you'll be able to rewatch all about our SG United Jobs. Okay. Now we're going to zoom in over here, the highlighted one over there. We're going to talk a little bit more about what is NTUC Care Fund all about. It actually provides a one-off relief of up to $300 for eligible union members. Now let's take a look at the full thing about what is it all about. Next slide, please. This is the poster that they have. Very nice, right? And it's enhanced. Yeah. is enhanced. We also like to thank NTUC for the infographic that's on the screen right now. Now, what is NTUC Care Fund? This is the Enhanced Care Fund right here. And of course, it gives you a one-off cash relief of up to $300 if you are a eligible NTUC union members. Now, this amount of money of $300 one time off is actually to help you to tide through the challenging period due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All right, let's move on to the next slide. What is your eligibility, all right, or the criteria for the NTUC Care Fund? Now, let's take a look over there. On the left-hand side, we have our affected union members. We also have our income criteria. We have our existing members, and we have our new members over there. Okay. Now, for affected union members, so as long as you are the affected union member, okay, this is all you need to do which is you have employment income drop of at least 30% reduction, or at least 2 job or event cancellation. Oh my God, so close to heart. All right.
Oh my. You remember?
Oh, I totally remember. Yeah.
You need to be a union member.
We had like an 80% pay cut then, It was so scary.
Last year was tough for everyone.
Exactly. Or perhaps retrenchment over here, okay, that's where you will be able to qualify for it. Income criteria over there, which is original gross monthly personal income of not more than 4,500. Okay. Now, there will, of course, be the union members with dependents staying in Singapore. That's on the second column over there, okay? On the last column on the right over there, that will be union members without dependents staying in Singapore. Now, if your original gross monthly personal income of not more than 1,600, okay? Existing members over there, $300 per member, $300 per member, $100 per member if you do not have dependents that is staying with you in Singapore. And for new members, $200 per member if you have dependents staying in Singapore. If you do not have dependents staying in Singapore, you'll be able to get $50 per member. All right, so you can take a screenshot of this if you want to. It is actually quite a very good summary of the NTUC Care Fund, which is for COVID-19. Okay, all right, now before we move on to the next slide, thank you very much. Can we pan the camera back to our guest? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. Wow, 8 questions that somebody wrote in regards to our NTUC Care Fund.
Sure.
Okay, let's see. The first question to Timothy is, who are consider my dependents? Yeah, my boyfriend, girlfriend consider my dependent or not?
I think that's stretching it a little bit. I think your dependents are your immediate family members, so parents, spouse, kids. And they must be living with you. I think that's one of the criteria to get the higher benefit, so they must be staying with you. I know a lot of people consider their domestic workers to be like family.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the government doesn't view them as family. They're still outsiders to a certain extent from the family unit. So it's just immediate family that's staying with you, and that would meet the eligibility criteria for the higher payout.
Nice. So there you are, okay? So please, boyfriend, girlfriend, not consider, okay? Only your immediate family member who are staying with you under the same roof. Next question, is there a minimum membership tenure? Maybe there are people who just want to join as a union member and just to get the care fund and then bye-bye, I'm not going to join. Refund.
Oh, no.
Is this okay? Is this possible?
I hope that's not the case, because I mean, I've been a union member since I started working, actually, many years ago. And there are some benefits, I mean, with being a union member. But for this particular payout, or this particular the grant that's been given, I don't think there's the minimum membership tenure for it. But there is a differentiation between existing members and new members. And the new members would be anyone who has joined after 1st October 2020.
Okay.
So they have a slightly different payout. I guess those have been on the union membership longer, more prioritized.
So they do prioritize
take care of the people who
existing member and the new members, right? Yeah, we saw the chart earlier on. New members actually get lesser.
I think it's
but
300
existing
and
member
200.
get more. Yeah.
300 and 200 or 150.
Yeah,
50,
yeah,
right?
I totally agree. So please do not be naughty, okay? Don't just go and sign up a membership just because you wanted to apply for the NTUC Care Fund for COVID-19. Next question I have over here. Is this a one-off financial assistance? Is this one-off or, every month I get paid?
Well, it's one-off. It's one-off. I think for now, that's what has been made available. And it's supplementing whatever the government has been given already. And this is something that's driven by the unions to provide something extra for their members.
Yep.
Right. So at this point in time, it's one-off. Who knows what's going to happen down the road?
Yeah, there might be more coming up ahead. You never know.
You never know. Yeah.
Yeah. Next question I have over here. Somebody actually wrote her name down, which is by Sharon. My membership is no longer valid because it has been terminated. Can I become a union member again to apply for this enhanced NTUC Care Fund for COVID-19? Her membership expired already.
Membership expired. So if the membership expired, you're not eligible now.
Yeah.
You need to contact your union or NTUC directly, the membership department, to see whether you can reinstate that. And if you can, then they'll be able to advise you whether you're eligible for the grant.
Okay. Now, just now I actually took a peep at our live audience while you were speaking, and you know what? When you are speaking about the NTUC Care Fund, right, we have a peak viewership of 80 people online with us. Thank you very much. I am really very touched. I'm sure Timothy is very touched too. For the 80 live audiences that's with us for this program of Post Budget Dialogue 2021. Now, once again, if you have just joined us, my name is Sylvia. I'm your host for our Post Budget Dialogue 2021. We are speaking all about our NTUC Care Fund for COVID-19. And of course, in the house, we have with us our guest, which is Timothy right here, right? I'm going to ask him more questions over here. Thank you for writing in to us. Next question I have over here. Now, when will I be able to receive the assistance? Again, same question.
So just the same question, right?
Yeah.
When can I get the money? That's the one thing everybody is most concerned with. So the application process would be your application will be processed within 30 days, and then you'll be notified whether you're eligible or not. And if you are, and it's approved, then you will get the money into your bank within 5 days.
There you are. That's very fast.
Faster than the
previous one.
Oops. But still fast, right? Still fast,
we are stating the fact, so it's fine. It's fine. All right. Next question over here by Jeanette. She says, if I'm a new member, how do I apply for the scheme? She's a new member.
Oh, okay. So you need to approach your union, or you approach NTUC membership department directly, and they'll be able to assist you as to what the criteria are and the application process to get access to this fund.
Okay, so there you are, very simple, okay? Just approach your respective union, association, or even the NTUC membership for assistance. All right, last two questions I have over here. Somebody actually said, if I have received this assistance, can my spouse, who is also a union member, receive this assistance too? So that means both husband and wife both want to apply for it. Is it possible?
You can. So you can. As long as both husband and wife meet the criteria, then you can apply for it, and both of you can get it. So there is a benefit for both of you being union members.
Yeah, there you are. So don't forget, okay, immediately go and sign up for our NTUC membership right now. Okay, next question over here. Somebody actually asked, are members allowed to apply for both Enhanced NTUC Care Fund for COVID-19 and the CAP URE Fund? Are they allowed to apply for both?
They are. So they can, as long as they're eligible, they can apply for both. I think it's slightly different purposes. For the CAP plus URE, I think it's for the child. They give certain vouchers for the child that's eligible for it. Yeah, so I think it's slightly different in terms of the payouts for the funds, but if you're eligible for both, you can get payouts for both.
So there you are. You won't be shortchanged, right?
Usually aren't. I think we are very fortunate in
So
that
you were
sense,
saying earlier on that you are actually a union member.
I am, I am.
For many years?
SIEU since I joined the industry, which is the first. Yeah, yeah, my greatest benefit is I'm able to use the card at NTUC when I buy groceries.
So that's the greatest benefit.
Well, it's the thing that I use the most, actually.
Yeah.
So I go into
most
NTUC
people
and I use the card.
one the most. I totally agree.
And I think you get rebates for it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for answering our question. That will be Timothy, our guest for today. And thank you very much for writing in to us too, for all your questions. Of course, this coming Thursday, we'll be speaking more about support for the COVID recovery, okay? But of course, we're switching more over to the business side rather than supporting workers and of course supporting livelihoods too, all right? Okay, I believe that a lot of people is waiting for our final quiz segment over here. Everybody's waiting, huh? All right, thank you very much to our crew. Can we have our final slide over there? Here we are. So this is the question, all right? The Enhanced NTUC Care Fund COVID-19 is a one-off cash relief of up to $300 given to eligible NTUC union members to help tide through this challenging period due to COVID-19. Is this true or false? One more time, the Enhanced NTUC Care Fund COVID-19 is a one-off cash relief of up to $300 given to eligible NTUC union members to help tide through this challenging period due to COVID-19. Is this true or false? Now, please do not forget to like and share this live stream and comment the correct answer into the comment section, and that is where you will be the lucky winner who's going to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher. All right, I always love to ask my guests, Timothy, what do you think the answer is?
But if I answer this, I'll give away the...
Yeah. So I normally have a lot of guests who try to throw the audiences off track,
It's a 50-50 choice, right? It's true or false. If you ask me, it's true.
So Timothy actually given you a very good hint on it. In fact, we always say, you know what, we don't want to teach people the wrong thing. So the answer is always,
But you still need to like and share.
Yeah, you still need to like and share, okay? Before we can, you can qualify for the $10 NTUC voucher. All right, now let's take a look at who is online over here. We have Jenny Pong answer both the question. Thank you very much, Jenny. We have CK Tham, Judy Hoon, and Jack Yo in the house. Andrew Chow. Hello, Andrew Chow. Andrew Chow happened to be our previous episode guest. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, he's here to answer the question also. True and true. I've just read it out. Anyway, we have Dave So, who also answered. Jenny Pang answered. Maureen Tan. And we also have Chu Pei Hua, Irene, who have answered to our quiz segment too. Judy Hoon, thank you very much. You have also answered our question for our quiz time. Do remember, you've got to like and share before you comment the answer into the comment section, and that's where you'll be able to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher, right? We're going to hold the screen there for a while more, but I would love to find out a little bit more about Timothy. Yeah? Timothy, you know what? You actually spearheaded a lot of product launches. Mm-hmm. You conduct a lot of training, right? How do you feel about what we have spoken about for today, like our COVID relief recovery? Do you think it actually helps individuals? I mean, today this episode was about individual, right? Mm-hmm. So this Thursday we'll be talking about businesses. Yeah. So let's stay within the individual frame. Mm-hmm. Do you think it actually helps? Do you have any personal experiences whereby maybe your friends, your client, or your neighbor, who actually slip into financial difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic?
I do actually. I have quite a number of friends who run their own small businesses or are sole proprietors. I mentioned my friend who does coaching, and they've really been able to pull through because of all these grants that were given and all these reliefs that they had. I remember talking to one of my friends maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and she was telling. I was asking her how she's doing because she runs a small business, and she told me, just we're struggling, but we're getting by. And the one thing that she told me was that thank goodness for the government who has given us all these things to be able to survive.
Exactly.
Right? And it was because of all these grants that she managed to pull through. She had to get rid of a lot of staff in the beginning because can't sustain, right? No business coming in.
Yeah,
Right?
correct.
So you can't sustain everyone, unfortunately. And she just managed to, it was touch and go for a long time. And the grants actually managed to tie her through, her family at least got some money to survive on.
But are you able to elaborate a little bit more about what are the schemes that she benefited from, or not possible?
Well, I don't know what exactly she applied for, but it's a lot of different things. I think in the beginning the SRS for self-employed workers made a lot of difference. I know friends who really, the moment they got the money, they were so happy because that basically was able to sustain them for a few months, right? So 3,000, 3 payouts of 3,000 was really a lot.
Yeah.
When you're struggling to get by, trying to put food on the table, and that really helped them a lot.
There you are. All right. So please don't forget, all right, all these fun schemes and everything, they are all out to help you out, okay? And, okay, how about that? Let's speak a little bit more about you. How's your return back to the insurance industry? How have you been helping out? Do you help any of the, your clients apply for the schemes? Or?
Well, no, not really. I mean, we don't talk about these schemes per se, but what we talk a lot about is about financial planning, right? About planning for the future, what you need to put in place to plan for your retirement, provide for your kids. It's long-term planning, right? What to do with your money now. We are in a recovery stage, slow, but we're recovering. And so we need to look forward, right? Because you never know what's going to affect us. And it's about putting things in place such that you are provided for in the future.
Exactly.
Right? So that's good financial planning. I spoke just now about having enough cash in the bank. Then what else do you do with your money?
Correct.
I always tell people, you put money in the bank, that's probably the worst place to put money in the bank. Interest rates for bank savings is just ridiculously low.
Exactly.
It's next to nothing.
Correct.
So then how do you make your money grow in order to provide for yourself for your retirement or for the future?
Yeah.
And these are the things that you need to look forward to. So it's about putting these things in place to make sure that everybody thinks about it. I think you have more people thinking about it. I've got friends that, I remember I was having, I was eating satay. The most ridiculous place. So I was in a group of friends who were having satay at a hawker center, and one of my friends just turned to me and said, if I have $3,000 and I put aside $3,000 a month, enough for retirement or not. And the one thing that it showed me was that COVID has taught us that to start thinking about all these things.
Exactly, to have more than 6 months buffer, right?
Think about what the future is going to be like. It's not that far away. How we're going to get there, and what steps we need to take in order to reach there.
Yep.
I'm glad people are thinking about it, because I think all the while when things have been going, we take for granted the fact that we're going to have jobs.
Yeah.
That we're going to have a steady income.
Exactly. And we buy and buy.
And everybody doesn't think about what happens if something goes wrong. If I don't have the income, if I'm unable to save, if I have to draw down from my reserves, my own savings to survive, how long is it going to last me? And these are questions we never thought about because everything was good.
Correct.
Right? Everybody
Until the rainy days
people used to tell you, if you get a job, right, it's stability.
Yeah.
Jobs are not stable anymore.
Yeah. I totally agree.
People start losing jobs.
Yes.
People start having pay cuts.
Yeah.
The companies have to retrench because they cannot survive.
Correct. Yeah. So that's why we have all these schemes to help us out, actually. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So these schemes come in to help us, but we also need to start thinking about what we should do for ourselves.
Agree.
Right?
I totally agree.
That's a lot of what we do.
Yes. All right, so let's take a look at the quiz time one last time over here. I'm going to read it out to you. The Enhanced NTUC Care Fund COVID-19 is a one-off cash relief of up to $300 given to eligible NTUC union members to help tide through this challenging period due to COVID-19. Is this true or false? Please don't forget to like and share and comment the correct answer into the comment section. And for all you know, you might be the lucky winner who's going to walk home with a $10 NTUC voucher. All right? All right, let's count down. 5 more seconds to go, shall we? And then we will just zoom, go, push the slide away.
All right.
I see you see, I told you, there's a sudden surge in people coming in. Thank
Every
you
time
very
there's a
much.
quiz.
Yes, we have 75. It just went up. 75
Just as you said.
live audiences online watching together with us. Thank you very much for supporting our program. You know what, Timothy? Most of the infotainment programs normally do not have such high viewership.
Oh,
Yeah, normally, okay. It's more for the entertainment one, like singing, games, show, yeah. But for Post-Budget Dialogue 2021, thank you very much for staying with us throughout. 75 strong audience staying with us throughout. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
We
much.
know that, especially me and Timothy, we both know that we are doing something for the community.
yes.
We are sharing with you how we can help you out during this COVID-19 period.
Yes, and I hope people benefit from it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
hope people understand the budgets better. You know, they are able to know where they can source for their reliefs if they need them, right? And it just pushes them in the right direction.
Correct.
If they need help.
Yeah.
And the budget's there to be used, right? So all these funds are there to be used, and it's a matter of how we're going to access them and whether we're eligible for them. So
Agree.
you really need help. These are the avenues for you to go and seek help from.
And of course, to turn on to our program too.
Of
10
course,
episode purely on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Your source of information.
Okay, let's count down, okay? 5 seconds, shall we? Ready? Go.
Go.
5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Next slide. Here we are. All right, this will be what we will be speaking about on this coming Thursday at 8:30 p.m. sharp on our Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club. It's all about our Relief for Recovery, our Budget 2021. And we're going to zoom and dive deep into supporting businesses, because this episode we have just spoken about supporting livelihoods and workers. So on Thursday, we are very honored and very happy, in fact, to have Timothy once again, who will be coming on to our program again. Timothy, you'll be on again, right?
Yes, I will. I will remember to come.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. And once again, this is, of course, our Post-Budget Dialogue 2021. My name is Sylvia. Sitting right next to me is Timothy. We're signing out. Goodbye.
Good night.